Welcome to LSC. It's Sports Time. I'm your host, Bob Hintz. Today I have with me a special guest, Myron Newsome, who was a former Crabber player, and now he's over there as one of the assistant coaches. Welcome, Myron.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here today. We want to talk a little bit about how you got into football. Now, I assume you started off in the recreation league and everything,
Yes.
and who'd you play with?
Well, coming up, I played a lot of backyard football. And then, matter of fact, one of the little league coaches that stayed down the street, his name was Ricky Keys, came by. He was the head coach and the commissioner for Armstrong Vikings, which is no longer available.
Right.
But he came and asked me, did I want to play football? And I was like, yes, I want to play. But my dad didn't want me to play at first.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So, but you went in and then you played with them, and how many years did you play with the rec league?
Played with the rec league for Armstrong, I would say, played 2 years intermediates, 2 years of juniors, then I went to high school after that.
Okay, in the high school, of course, we're talking Hampton High School.
Yes.
What was like learning at the beginning? Did you feel like you got some good fundamentals in the recreation league?
Yes, yes. Because actually, I played offensive line in rec league.
Okay.
And so when I went to Hampton, I was undersized, but Coach Smith asked me what did I want to play, and I said I just want to play football. So I played offensive line for 3 years.
But you were smaller than most of the linemen that you was against, so I'm assuming a lot of that's because of your technique and leverage and all that stuff that
Yes.
you learned.
Yes.
And I had Coach Mitchell and Coach Mann in here, and they tell me that Coach Mike could really get the angles for
Yes.
you, for the linemen.
Yeah, definitely to be offensive line, you have to be feisty.
Right.
And I mean, just have to have willpower.
And you enjoyed getting down there and dirty and getting after them.
Didn't mind at all.
Let's talk a little bit about at Hampton High. What was that like playing with the coaches who've been there forever, and Mike Smith and Danny and Alvis? That must have been you look back at it now and really be thankful that you had people like that coaching you.
Yes. Yeah, you playing amongst living legends right there.
Yeah.
Coach Mitchell been assistant for 30 years. Coach Mann been assistant for 30 years. Coach Smith been there probably 50 years. So you're looking at overall probably 200 years worth of experience. So.
Right. So what was that like for a youngster to go in there? Did you right as a sophomore, you was pushed right into the offensive line?
Oh, yes, sir. Actually, I paid my dues as a freshman, played hard on the scout team. Then my sophomore year, I ended up, getting a chance to start. So for 2 years, I started as offensive lineman at Hampton.
And when you offensive line, did you play any defense at all?
Yeah, I played outside linebacker.
Outside
until my junior year, then I played inside backer.
All right, now that has got to be a lot of fun because now you really get to deliver hits.
Yes. Yeah.
How did you evolve into that? Because that's the difference than playing a lineman. Now you're in an up position, and how did you handle that?
Well, I mean, it wasn't hard. Like I said, I always played defense coming up, and I always wanted to hit people. I don't like getting hit, so I love to deliver blows. So.
All right, and then you left there, graduated from Hampton High, and took a different route than a lot of people.
Yes.
You went out to Kansas.
Yes.
And played for who was out there?
Butler County Community College.
All right, now was you out there for 2 years?
Yeah, I was out there for 2 years. After that, I mean, actually the whole recruiting process starts over again.
Okay, yeah, so you were recruited out there.
Yes.
That was, going into the junior college system or out there in Kansas, they are really noted for colleges. Riemann was at Fort
Scott.
Fort Scott.
Yes.
Tico Weiner went out there and played at Hutchinson. Coffee all of them, there's a great system out there. Mm-hmm. So you must have had got a lot of experience playing with some pretty good players out there.
Yeah, I played with some really good, Division I prospects out there. Actually, because most of the guys that come in, a lot of colleges sent them out there, and they're out there for a reason. And with the team that I played for at Butler, you can only have 10 out-of-staters on the team. So when you come in there,
Okay.
When you come in there, you got to have your A game on. So every practice is like a game. It's like a high school game every practice. So you got to go out there and work hard.
So you have to basically
make the team.
Yes. Out there.
Yes. If not, you get red shirted, or some guys elect to leave. So.
Right. Well, then you left there. You went to a place we're familiar with, Virginia Tech.
Yes.
And what was it like at Virginia Tech? Because you played for a renowned defensive coach and Coach Foster out there. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Oh, that was a great experience. Coming from a small school, playing Division I football, when you, like I said, you playing in front of 1,500, you come out that following spring, you know, you playing. I mean, I'm sorry, the following fall, you playing in front of 60,000 people.
Wow.
So that's still. I mean, my first game I played, you know, I kind of
You
frightened up a little bit.
I can see where you'd be an odd walk out and say, my goodness.
I had a terrible game the first game, and the second game I didn't play at all. And then Coach Foster felt a little confidence in me. In the third game, I ended up starting and had a great game against Miami. And I was in there from there on out.
Once you got in there, you got your feet wet, you knew what he wanted, couldn't get you out of there.
They couldn't get me out of there then.
Well, that's good. Now, you were there from 95 through...
Yeah, I played 95, 96.
96, right.
Yes.
And then, when you graduated, you took another route.
Yeah, I took another
Went down
route.
to Carolina.
Yes. Had a trial with Carolina Panthers. Played with some good guys around there. Matter of fact, actually Kevin Green was supposed to be in, but he never came to camp. And played with the Hall of Famer Sam Mills. Let's see, guys I heard of like Dwight Stone that used to play with Pittsburgh.
Right.
Who's Eric Davis.
Well, what was that experience? Because now you've gone from junior college where you had a lot of good athletes to college where you're playing against even better athletes. Now you go to the pro, you're playing against the elite.
Yeah.
So this is a different animal altogether. How did you, what was that experience like?
Well, the game was the same as far as physical wise, but it's more mental. You got to get more in your book. I mean, you got to pay attention to detail to learn your plays and your playbook, because the coaches show you things, but a lot of things you got to do on your own as far as getting in your book at night and studying. It's just like school almost.
Okay. So when you go out there to play, you got to do what's in the book, the playbook. I mean, you
not pretty much do what's in the book, but you got to refer to your notes as far as, because they're not going to teach you the scheme. You got to learn the scheme on your own, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
So when you go out to practice, you got to know, okay, this is what we're doing today. And so when the coach asks you to go in there, or somebody get hurt, you better know what's going on.
Okay. So then you go through that experience. Now you're you have a wonderful resume here. You're going to junior college, pros, and then you went over to Europe.
Oh, yeah. Went over NFL Europe, played for the Amsterdam Admirals for 2 years. And my first year over there, we had Kurt Warner as our starter and Jake Delhomme as the backup quarterback.
Now, these two young men did pretty good in the NFL.
Good.
Well, what was that experience like? Because not only you're playing, still in pro and playing against a lot of good athletes, but you can't drive home for the weekend.
Right. Actually, my second son was born when I was over there in Amsterdam, so I didn't get a chance to see him born. So stay over there. Try to get his mother to come over, but she wouldn't at the time. So.
But what was it like as far as, okay, you're done with workout today, now you're on your own. You had to learn a little bit of a different language to get along, or how'd that work?
I mean, you had the language barrier, but I mean, they speak English over there too, so it really wasn't an issue. But you had downtown Amsterdam, and those probably, you heard of the red light district. You got things in red light district. Then you got drugs around there, which is drugs are illegal around there. So you got to watch yourself on that, as far as getting out there like that.
So where did you travel while you were over there?
We went to Barcelona, went to Rhine, I seen the Berlin Wall, because we played in Berlin, and what else did we go over there? I went to Scotland, went to London.
Wow, so you got to see a lot of Europe just by playing ball over there. They were there for 2 years.
Yes.
And then you came back here, and during this time, when you were between gigs, so to speak, you were helping Coach Smith over at the Hampton High School.
Yes. In between, I would volunteer my services to help the guys out. I mean, just to give back.
All right, now you're full time over there.
Yes.
And tell me the positions you're coaching.
Well, over there now, I'm coaching running backs and linebackers, and both of them intertwined together. Because if you're a running back, you got to hit people. If you're a linebacker, you got to hit people. So it's the same thing.
All right. Now, we also know that you've got a son over there playing.
Yes.
He's sophomore this year, rising junior. Pretty good ball player.
Yes.
You think he's going to be as good as his daddy?
I hope he will.
Because you had a good career, and I mean, you've done a lot of things in your life that a lot of people just read about, never get a chance to go on and do to college and the Division I program, and then with the pros, and then get to play with people like Kurt Warner and Jake Delhomme. I mean, that's tremendous.
Yes.
So But you're coaching your son, so is that correct?
Yes.
And are you hard on him?
I treat him like the rest of the guys. You know, I fuss at the rest of the guys, I fuss at him. You know, I try to keep it on the field. When I come home, you know, I don't talk about that.
Right. Now, when you were come into the program to start helping Coach Smith, even as a volunteer, that had to be something that you had probably had not dreamed of, that you were now going to be able to coach with people who coached you. That had to be a tremendous feeling.
It's different. It's different. Like I said, when you're playing, you know, you really don't appreciate them guys too much. But when you come back, you understand, you know, the life lesson they were giving you at the time.
Right. And the preparation.
Yeah.
You didn't see that as a kid.
You see it as torture, really. You're out there running and they blowing whistles and yelling at you. But like I said, when you come back, you know, you appreciate it.
Okay.
Help you as a person.
Now, do you help them with the preparation as far as breaking down the films and all that?
Yes, pretty much. You know, I get my little 5 cents in every now and then. Yeah, if I see something, you know, that coach didn't see, you know, I recommend I'll say something to him.
Okay. Now, this has got to be a dream for you to come back to Hampton High School. And we were talking about your family. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're all related.
Yes.
The Watford,
yes,
who had just graduated. In fact, he's up to UVA now.
Yep.
And Marcus Hagens.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about your family, because you had some aunts that played at Hampton. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, Marcus' mother and my other aunt Barbara played in the 70s, played basketball, and both of them got scholarships to VCU. And then I had 2 more aunts that played basketball at Hampton, and my uncles played basketball. And my aunt, matter of fact, I think my aunt still has the shot put record at Hampton, throwing a shot in the early 70s.
Right.
But all of us are related, me, Marcus, and David. Our mothers are sisters. And then James Wilson, and James Wilson and my grandmother. Ooh. His dad, your grandmother, or brother and sister. Yeah, brother and sister.
Right. So I mean, and they all go to Hampton High School.
Yes. And like I said, James,
when you were a kid, is that what you wanted to do? When you started playing ball, you said, "I can't wait to when I'm able to get to Hampton High and play."
Yeah, you know, you coming up, you know, I really didn't watch the game because most of the time the old Dodge State, you know, we had our own little football games up under the scoreboard. So I really didn't watch the game too much, but I heard the names, you know, like Robert Banks and Marco Stacy and those guys like that.
Right.
So I didn't see the games until I got a little older, but most of the time at the games I played around a lot.
Well, I want to finish this thing up. Just trying to put in perspective what you've gone through in the Hampton system and left and played some pro ball and came back. Mm-hmm. Just try to put that in perspective for the youngsters out there that are thinking about playing ball.
I would say, I mean, hard work and dedication. Don't let nobody tell you can't do anything. Because coming out of school, like I said, I was an undersized guy. A lot of people say, nah, he's not going to make it because he's so small. But like I said, fortunately, I have a couple of people that don't believe in me. Right. Like Coach Height, one of the guys that recruited me out of Virginia Tech. And then after Coach Height, you know, it was Coach Grantham when I went to junior college. That's coaching in the NFL now. And then Coach Beamerford believed in giving me a scholarship, you know, to play at Virginia Tech. And like I said, once you do that, you know, go through all those processes, then you got to work hard. Because, you know, a lot of your friends don't play football, so you got to dedicate yourself on your own to go out there and work out, run, and just take care of your body. Oh,
yeah, that's a great message. Great message. We want to thank you for tuning in to LSC and Sports Time. I want to also thank my special guest, Myron Newsome, for coming in today. I'm Bob Hintz. Until next time.